All right, we are live. What is going on? It's your boy Kevin Yee. My mic is working. I'm actually trying some new things today, so I'm pretty excited. I asked a few people to come on my stream today and see if this new kind of system works at all. Hopefully it does, but we'll have to see. Hope you guys are having a great week. Why don't we start off? If you're catching this on the replay, I'll love to kind of see what the heck is happening. Who do we have here? We have Brian over here. Hold on for a second. He's in the green room. This is pretty cool. We got have you set up your did you set up your Brian, can you hear me by the way? I can't hear you at all whatsoever. Your mic isn't even on. It says. But like I said, if you guys are just tuning in, drop something great that happened this week and drop the like train. Let's get it going. I just invested in this new software, so I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Let's see if I can add Brian really quick. Hold on. Add right. Hey Brian, can you speak?
What's up?
Oh dude, you're live, man. This is pretty awesome. Can people in the chat like see Brian and stuff too? And hear him?
There's a lot of lag, dude.
How much lag is there? Like on the YouTube?
This is streaming on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on. You're on YouTube right now.
Oh, yeah, I wish you told me that before. Could have joined like completely nude or something here, man. You know, like our usual chats.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty cool because what I did was so for y'all that don't know, I use this program called Ecamm, and they recently released this new update where I can just send people links and stuff without setting up a Zoom and stuff. Because honestly, Zoom, it takes up a lot of system resources and whatnot, and that's why I use Ecamm. But I sent you I bought a domain as well, so I can just like shoot it over to people I want to join my stream. This is pretty cool. That's awesome, man.
It looks way better on YouTube, by the way. Looks like it's lagging on Ecamm, but YouTube looks a lot faster.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Great stuff.
Was this just a test? This is just a test, right? You want me to peace out now?
No, it's up to you, man. If you want to stick around, that's cool too. I gotta open the comments too. Let me see if I can pop up the comments. Oh, dude, we got people in the house right now as well. It's up to you, Brian. If you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to bounce, you can bounce. It's up to you, my man.
This is your stream, man. You can kick me out or you can keep me in.
Let's catch up for a bit, and then I'll kick you out. But before we do that, Brian, I think is your mic on by the way, or are you doing like the? Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, yeah. Somebody's asking me, how much money do you make from YouTube each month? They're asking me. Oh, interesting. You have a YouTube too, Brian. But I actually just did a video talking about how I hit $700 per month on YouTube through AdSense alone. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure to check it out as well. But Brian, let's kind of focus on you since I have you in the room because this is kind of different than normal. But yeah, what's new with you, my man?
Not much. I wasn't prepared on here. I was actually in the middle of making a video when you called, so I was like, yeah, not much going on. Working on side hustles.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. What about you?
What kind of side hustles are you doing right now, my man?
A lot of side hustles related to photography and video. Selfish plug. Let me plug some stuff real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, some shameless plugs. Subtle Asian American YouTube channel that I started talking about Asian American perspectives or Asian perspectives in general. So work on that every weekend. Started doing my own photography gig where I just try to learn how to do portrait photography. Might get into some serious stuff later. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
but
interesting. Can you believe it? Like
yeah.
A few years ago, you didn't even know. Like I remember when we first met, you didn't even have a camera, but you kind of really dove into it like hardcore, my man. Like when did that start becoming more serious for you?
That's a good question. I had a mirrorless camera. The first time I bought a mirrorless camera was 2015. I bought it for Europe. And when you got me into YouTube, which was like 2016 or 2017,
16. Yeah.
you I started filming YouTube videos on my iPhone, even though I had that camera. But all my videos were on iPhone until I don't know. I think I saw some of the videos that you did and the cameras that you were using, and I was like, maybe I should use my camera. So I switched over. But a couple years, been a couple years.
Yeah. And like honestly, I remember when you first I remember starting to see your production quality get better and better and better. I was like, wow, Brian is actually really taking this seriously. I gotta give you a lot of props, man. I told you this before, like offline, but I was like, shit, I can't I can't sit there and figure out camera stuff. I get so frustrated, man.
What are you talking about? I saw your setup. You got a pretty legit setup, especially for
Yeah,
your
but
audio
I don't
stuff.
know how to use it, man. Like I use auto settings and all that sort of stuff all the time, but I don't do like videography. I don't do cool B-roll shots like you do or anything like that, man.
You got B-roll shots. You got those two cameras set up. I've seen your production.
I do have a two camera setup, but guess what? You know what's really interesting? I actually went back to just keeping things super, super simple because honestly, it was cool to kind of play around with, but it was just such a pain for me and my editor to kind of like do multicam and all that sort of stuff too.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Well, keeping it simple is good. Nothing wrong with that. It's content king, right? Where are you at right now? Are you still in Boston?
Still in Boston. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When you gonna visit, dude?
Oh man. So I wanted to visit like last month, right? But then I didn't, right? Because I planned a New York trip and all that sort of stuff, and then my mom had another appointment and stuff just to wrap things up. But I don't know when I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna be here in Boston at least until probably the end of the year, I would say. Just spending time with like during the holidays and stuff. Mine as well, right? I've been here for like
Yeah.
what since July already, right? So
Has it been that long? Damn.
yeah, mid week 2 of July, and that's when yeah I had to come back home for mom and stuff and do all my stuff out here. But I'm kind of liking it out here a little bit since
You
California's
adjusting
always
to the routines?
sorry.
You adjusting to the routines? I feel like it would throw me out of my element to like completely go somewhere else. All the friend groups, the communities, the activities would like completely throw me off.
Yeah, it's kind of thrown me off initially, but honestly, it's just really been helping me focus a lot more. I've been very execution heavy focused at the moment, so it kind of sucks though, like because a lot of my original routines, like practicing jujitsu or like going to my normal gym and stuff, like I miss all that sort of stuff. But I mean, right now it's just like a different time in my life. I think at this moment in time. So yeah.
So what's the plan in January?
So the plan is to so if you guys don't know, I'm actually doing a lot of back end products and stuff. So I haven't told you this, Brian. This is actually the first time I'm actually probably announcing this to a lot of people, but um I've actually got invited to speak at a lot of engagements. So I'm trying to build like products out to sell to those people. So this I think 2 weeks from now I'm speaking at a entrepreneurial event, and there's like going to be 800 people. So I'm going to be giving a talk on YouTube
Yeah.
marketing and content marketing. And then recently another channel reached or somebody reached out to me for investing. So I'm trying to plan a speak for there and just plan out all the back end funnels for that, or products, right? So creating courses, creating like different tools and stuff that I can sell to the masses, and also like get the agency ready as well for YouTube. So I've been hella busy, man. And then I also secured a client for high ticket sales, and so I'm trying to build out a coaching program for them as well. And so I'm going to be selling that on my back end too. So that's what's been on my plate, but it's really fun. It's fun shit.
Dude, like like the Asian Gary V.
Uh I'm not like honestly, you know what the funny thing is? I've been working so much less, man. Like for myself, like I haven't been working that hard.
What's less? What give me some numbers. Like 40-hour work week. What are your hours usually?
Uh, dude, I work a shit ton
You
of
work like
hours.
all
I would
day?
say so. When I say less, right, I specifically block out time to just enjoy time as well and relax. I started tracking my HRV and stuff too, and it was like saying I was like fucking stressed as
Yo, they say they can't hear you.
they can't hear me. What?
I can hear you.
What the hell? They can barely hear me. Hold on, let me turn off.
It sounds good on my side, but
How about now? Can you guys hear me?
damn, that's loud. I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you though. It sounds louder than before.
Let me see what I can do. Because I'm trying out this new thing as well. Let me check the comments too. Can you guys hear me now? Like, so Edhun says he can't hear me. 911 Evox says can't hear me. I'm a blue belt, by the way, in jujitsu. Let me read out some comments while see if people can hear me. Would you come back to pharmacy temporarily to give COVID vaccine? Your sound is a lot lower than his. Looks good. Let's see. Great. Now we can hear you. Perfect. Okay. Great. Great stuff. Awesome.
Who asked you to come back to the pharmacy to give a vaccine?
I don't, dude. I totally don't think that's worth it, man. Like, yeah, just go back to pharmacy just to give vaccines. No, thank you. I don't think I would do that. We have a surplus of pharmacists at the moment, like we covered in our video, man. I'm pretty sure that there's enough pharmacists to give out vaccines at the moment.
Yeah, I think we'll be good. I think we're good. We're covered on that because of a saturated market. We're pretty good.
By the way, what are your thoughts when we published that video? Like, what were your thoughts on it? Did you get any backlash or anything like that from your audience? Were people in agreement? Did people reach out to you?
The one me, you, and Paul did.
Yep, that's right.
Not so much actually. I feel like I've actually been taking a huge break off of social media. I think it's been maybe a couple months since I've really responded to a lot of things. Like I'll get to questions here and there, but like my inboxes, I don't even check it anymore. I'm just a little overwhelmed with everything going on.
Yeah.
But nothing overt, I guess, that sticks out. Did you?
It was mostly very positive feedback in terms of our interview, and also like even the second round of Don't Do Pharmacy, it was a lot better received as well, too. So I don't know, interesting stuff. And then I also digged up an old interview with me and Paul from like 2019 or 18 or something like that. And I posted that recently too. So I don't know.
This is the one I commented on, right?
Yeah, so one that you posted and stuff, I was like, man, I can't believe I did this interview with Paul. And it's so crazy because it was like pre-COVID time too when we shot that.
I was listening to it, I think the other day, and it was so funny because it brought back so many memories. Like us just doing the trolling Paul on the CPR certification.
Dude, we trolled freaking Paul so freaking hard as well. Like,
not intentionally though. It wasn't intentional.
We did it intentionally. Okay, we shot a whole video intentionally. I have a video of you making fun of Paul too, man.
I didn't make fun of anyone. We were just reacting. Yeah, those are good times, man. I feel like those were like way better times, I guess, than now. I feel like I'm usually very stressed nowadays. I don't know if that's how you feel, like with everything going on.
Where do you feel like most of the stress is coming from at the moment?
I mean, just the idea that this is our new normal for a while. You know, people going into a new lockdown and everything, unable to travel. We're probably going to go into another lockdown. A lot of like Europe went into a second lockdown. Those kind of things are, draining on your mental state. You don't feel that way?
Much like you, I've been kind of like cutting out a lot of personal social media, and I've been cutting out like a lot of I haven't really been paying attention too much, honestly, to everything that's happening, surprisingly.
Do you keep in touch with a lot of friends nowadays still?
When was the last time I talked to you? Like, it's been a while. So
I feel like it's been like quite some time. Months?
Honestly, I haven't been in that much touch with my friends. And it's something that, I have, you know me, man. Like I care a lot about my friends, and I'm a very relationship type of person. But more recently, I've just been really focused and staying in my own lane, and just using like this COVID time just to really focus on executing. And especially like right now, I just want to end the year really strong. So I'm not focused on keeping in touch with all my friends right now, but I do from time to time as well. I think about them, I check up on them every once in a while, but I don't have the time to really like, hey, let's see what Brian Fung is doing. Even though your man button popped up on my Facebook pretty recently too, and I commented on it. So
You did? I don't
yeah,
know.
your man button, remember?
I don't remember. Again, well, yeah. I don't know. I feel like my memory is very short lately, and it's not that great.
Yeah. By the
But
way, the delay on Ecamm is so bad. Like, dude, it's like a freeze frame of you like smiling right now. It's pretty funny.
yeah, you're fine on Ecamm. It's just me that's lagging. YouTube is fine still, though.
Yeah.
I have both YouTube and Ecamm looking up.
Yeah.
Do you like this? Is this the first time you're using it?
It's all right. I'm kind of not used to this style of like well, it's nice so far. I enjoy it, but I feel like this might be still a little buggy too, so I don't know. 10th Alex 10p 10 Alex says, "Hey man, gonna kip whatever that means because it's 2:30 in England before I dip. Keep me motivated on quitting coffee for sure, man. Feel free to reach out to me, Alex. It was nice having you here. Sorry." All right, cool. Awesome. Yeah, but how about yourself? Have you been keeping up with a lot of your friends, Brian?
Probably more so than before. I actually took after you, started doing what you do, and just like randomly call people.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up with friends. I feel like it keeps me more sane. Because we're indoors so much nowadays, like social isolation and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you pretty concerned with everything? Do you like stay in most of the time and all that, or like what do you like what's your day to day normally like these days?
Well, you're looking at my day to day. This is 24/7 in this stinking apartment where I got my bed over here. When I wake up, I can reach over and cook some eggs over there. The kitchen's right there. Um, it's it's pretty isolated for now. I get my groceries delivered, so I don't really go out
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I don't know if you saw the trip. I took a trip out to Acadia National Park in Maine.
Yeah,
What was
I
it?
saw.
Last month?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. I'm jealous of you guys in the Northeast. There's so much good seafood, beautiful fall foliage.
Yeah. You know,
No, you don't think so? It sound like you agree.
no, I was just laughing because I was just the lag is so bad on this, man. But yeah, like honestly, I kind of agree, but I don't know when you came, but like we only had like 2 weeks of fall and then it snowed and then all the leaves were gone after that. So it didn't last very long this year in terms of fall. So yeah.
Yeah, we missed the peak of fall foliage when we went. It seems like it went by really fast, which kind of
Yeah.
sucked.
How is getting out into Maine for yourself? I know that you had a bit of a good time and stuff, but how did it feel just kind of escaping for a little bit?
It was nice. It was the first time I took a plane since March.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. It felt good just to be outdoors, to
Yeah.
eat good food,
Yeah.
hike. But
Huh.
um, a lot of other comments there.
Yeah, I got a shit ton of comments. How do you usually manage all these things? Do you like read them off at the same time? Because I'm just like I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but also at the same time, it's like such an interruption if I cut you off or anything like that. How do you manage comments and stuff at the same time, or do you just answer them all at once, like when you're doing a live stream? I've never
I
done
just
this.
answer them. Wait, are you just using Ecamm alone, or like
Yeah,
how does Ecamm
I'm
integrate
using
with
Ecamm,
YouTube?
so I can like highlight people's. The reason why I like Ecamm is like right now I just highlighted taste and travel, curiously's comments, Jose says, "Hey, yo." So I can just highlight things. I really like that a lot about Ecamm. And it's not like StreamYard where it has the stupid duck in the corner. And it, yeah. So I really like it.
I'm kind of curious what the lag is on YouTube. I'm seeing a little bit of lag on YouTube, so I'm just wondering if it would be better if, because I use Zoom and OBS to live stream to YouTube.
I usually use OBS, but and Zoom, but I can't use it until like because I don't have a desktop here, so it's too hard on my system resources at the moment. So I'm not quite sure what's going. Like maybe it's just like too intense at the moment as well.
Huh.
Not quite sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna keep you any longer, man. I'm gonna work on my video. It was nice chatting with you, man. I saw that link to Ecamm. I was like, this looks sketch, man. I don't know if I should join or not. I was like, I don't know what Kevin's doing, but whatever. Can't be
Yeah.
anything bad in it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoy. So,
Yeah. All right. Cool,
bye,
man.
bro.
Yeah. Thanks for testing it out. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Later, man.
Bye.
See ya.
How do I turn this off? Okay, perfect. Now I can go back to stream. So yeah, I was just testing out something new, guys. So thanks for bearing with me. I'm going to go back to your questions in a second. So we have, I'm a 4th year student of pharmacy. And by the way, guys, for those 13 people I haven't, make sure to smash that like button, get the like train going. I'm a 4th year student of pharmacy right now. I don't have much experience in anything. Is this true? I can't find a job after you graduate. What should I do now to polish my resume? I actually have another video that I segmented out of Paul Tran's interview. I thought it was really solid. I think I have a timestamp in that video too, so check that out. But not to say like because there's job saturation you can't find a job. I don't want to send off that impression, but it's just like probability of finding a job is going to be a lot more difficult too. So there's that. I think the one common thing is building relationships, setting those relationships up, especially in the fields that you want to go into. And that's a common theme that I'm seeing at the moment. And I'll probably upload that small segment from Paul's video probably later this week as well. So I'm doing that. What pharmacy jobs can you get without passing NAPLEX and CPJE? So if you don't pass your NAPLEX, you can't get a pharmacy job. You have to be licensed, man, as a pharmacist. But if you were to go, you want to still do pharmacy and stuff or pharmacy healthcare type of things. On our talk with Brian, ironically, who I was just on the chat with, and Paul, there's a few, like one of the fields that there are was informatics, but I don't really know. I'm not an expert in that field as well. Alex Tempe, who left earlier, and he quit tips on quitting coffee. I have a whole video on quitting coffee, but basically, what I've done was what I did was I transitioned to Tulsi tea. I also you can also wean yourself off using something like chicory. And if you guys don't know what chicory is, it was common in places like Louisiana where they didn't it was really common as well, and that's what they make. Like you see those orange tins at those Vietnamese restaurants, so Cafe du Monde. Though that's chicory coffee, so it's coffee grounds mixed with chicory. It has a bit of a sweeter taste, but that's a really great coffee replacement as well. So there's that. Habib says, what about cryptocurrency? What do you want to know about cryptocurrency as well? Looks like Brian is working on his cool new hairstyle. Yeah, he's rocking the man bun recently as well. Let's see. Alex says, start with Bitcoin and don't lose it. Learn how to store it and make a cold storage wallet. Many predict 300K per coin due to stock flow to flow model by 2030. Also, I believe PayPal is those news about, so it recently went up to 14K. I haven't been closely following Bitcoin and all that, but recently there was a surge because there was an announcement that PayPal is probably doing cryptocurrency. I haven't checked that myself, but that is probably causing a huge spike in crypto at the moment. 911 Evox asks, what belt are you in BJJ? I'm actually a blue belt in BJJ at Eddie Bravo's school as well. I'm currently not practicing BJJ, which really bums me out, but I'm going to be practicing when I go back to California as well. Most of the places out here, they're like virtual classes. I'm like, no fucking way am I going to waste my time doing virtual jujitsu. And there was one place I was going to, but it was really far as well. So honestly, I was just like, it's probably just a better decision to just take some time off, focus on my business for now, and then when I go back, I can dedicate more time to jujitsu there as well. So people can hear me now. Bebo, this I think this is when Brian was here. What about medical coding? I'm originally a graduate bachelor's in pharmacy. I'm thinking about pursuing a career as a certified professional coder, CPC, or certified clinical research professional. I don't really know, Bebo. I'm not an expert in that. I don't really have any insight for you as well. Mouth Guard Comic, by the way, check out his stuff. He does narrated roles and stuff. But in terms of jujitsu is going all right as well. I haven't been practicing, like I said, but I do miss it a lot. I watch a lot of jujitsu videos and grappling videos too, just to kind of make sure my plan's there. But it's not a priority in my life right now at this moment while I'm in Boston. But when I do go back to California, there's that. Hey Kevin, what are your thoughts about a PhD after pharmacy? I had one friend who did a PhD after pharmacy, and they really liked it because they didn't want to practice pharmacy. They were more into the pharmacology side as well. So it's a great career for certain people as well. Cynthia says, yo, Cynthia, I sent you a link invite. If you want to join the stream, hop on real quick and we can chat. In your opinion, can you be successful in pharmacy school without getting to Rokai? Absolutely. I'm Lokai at the moment as well. So yeah. Yeah, I was Lokai. I didn't do the best in pharmacy school and all that as well. Hey, Mouthgout Comic, do you want to jump into my stream as well? You're more than happy to. Shoot me a quick DM on Instagram and I will I can send you a link of how to meet with me as well. I just want to broadcast it because there's a lot of people, but yeah. And I have another friend hopping in too. Yeah. Just click on the link. And by the way, guys, do you like this kind of format too, where I bring on random people, we chop it up and stuff like that? Are you guys enjoying it as well? Let me know, guys, if that's something that you enjoy. It's kind of hard keeping up with the comments and interviewing too. It's a lot of multitasking and stuff. And what I think I need to do is like talk for a bit and just be like, quick pause, let's go over to the comments or something like that as well. But Mouthguard Comic, honestly, I've been seeing you've been training 10th Planet, man. That's awesome. Really happy for you that you switched schools, or maybe temporarily switch schools. I'm not sure if you're going to go back to your original school, but 10th Planet is some really great stuff. Really great for really great jujitsu. It's really innovative as well. So interesting stuff there. How many people are in your investment class? I recently hit 10 people, so I actually increased the price as well. But interesting stuff. We're going to be going hard on the organic content strategy as well, and we're also going to be going hard on doing public talks as well, as not public talks, but I got invited to a few different organizations as well. So I'm going to be speaking to people and just growing Kick-Ass Investing too. The ironic thing with the Kick-Ass Investing for that, I believe that people should know the basics of investing, like things like their 401k, Roth IRAs, all this sort of stuff, like the very, very basics. But I actually built that just to test out my marketing skills and just to really kind of learn how to build a funnel, build an online course. What comes, like, how do you do it step by step? And I actually what's interesting after that experience, because the first time I did it, it took a really, really long time because there's so many steps to learn. But now, like, I actually just recently did a mini bootcamp for Kick-Ass Investing. I did a personal finance bootcamp. I think it's on sale. If you go kickassinvesting.com/bootcamp, you can actually purchase it. It's $49 or something like that. But it's a low ticket, 7 days. it'll get your finances up and running. But the reason why I did that, or the reason why I'm telling you guys this, is because I was able to shoot that in one weekend in front in while I was in New York and stuff. And speaking about New York, we got my girl Cynthia on the phone. Let's see. Can you hear me, Cynthia? I don't think I can hear you. So let me add you and see if we can hear you this way.
I think you can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Cool. Awesome stuff.
Oh, look at this. Look at
Awesome.
this. How are you doing?
Dude, this is pretty cool. Like I just invested in this like cool software and stuff like that. So I can actually send people like a link and whatnot and have them join in. So pretty cool
Dude,
stuff.
that's dope. Am I lagging though? I feel like I'm lagging.
It was lagging with the previous person too. I think it's gonna lag in a second. So I don't know. I I have no idea. I just literally tested it this call. So yeah, we'll find out.
Shit. Can I curse? Can I? I can't. Can
Of
I
course
curse?
you
Or-
can. Of course you can. By the way, I tried that Hustle green tea thing that you're drinking right now, and it was
Oh, how do you feel about it?
so fucking nasty. But it's like whatever.
I love it. I
Really,
love it. It's so good.
dude? I
Yeah,
had maybe it's
it's
because I
great.
had the sparkling water one, which was disgusting, man.
So this one's a lemonade
Yeah,
version. Tastes like
yeah,
lemonade. It's
yeah.
delicious.
Cool.
This is so cool. So how are you doing, man? I know you're doing a lot of cool stuff. I'm
Well,
actually drinking some matcha. It has some caffeine to keep me like pumped. I'm actually procrastinating right now for a talk.
it's all good. Well, before we start off, tell my audience what you do, what you're all about. Plug in whatever the fuck you want.
That's awesome. Thank you. No, I really appreciate you bringing me on, by the way. I really appreciate it. And you were on my live stream. Like I saw you. I was like, that's the homie right there. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So, Kevin's audience, man, I'm sorry about this lag. I feel like I'm gonna just keep talking over you, but Kevin's audience, my name is Cynthia. I am a paid media strategist. I also am a business coach. I help other aspiring advertisers and marketers do the same thing that I'm doing. 50% of my business is running an agency, a boutique agency, specializing in e-commerce. So I run Facebook ads and Google ads, and then the other 50% is really the education piece,
Mm,
teaching other people to pursue a career in paid media, but not just actually the technical part of it, but really teaching the leadership skills, the professional skills, the business skills behind it, how to acquire your own clients, all that good stuff. So that's what I do.
yeah,
Woo! Thanks for
yeah,
having me. I'm
yeah.
pumped.
Crazy stuff. And no, it's really crazy because I think when we started talking, when did we meet? Maybe like half a year ago, almost.
I feel like we met I
No
felt like we
less.
met earlier in the year. It was
Really?
such weird happenstance because we were connected in, like, several different ways.
Yeah, because I found you in Rich's course. I found you through our friend Matt. I found you
Yeah.
through and Tom was talking about
And,
you.
like,
So I was like,
Rich also told me about you. I just didn't know you were you. He was like, "Yeah,
"Oh,
I have this."
really?"
Yeah, he was like, "I have a sales guy,"
Yeah.
because I worked with him with a client.
Yeah.
And the guy that you introduced him to, and he was just like, "Oh," and then I put all this together, I was like, "Oh, crap, this is Kevin." So the guy that is the sales dude, for Rich is Kevin, and Matt's friend that Matt refers to that's in YouTube is Kevin,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "Oh, that now I follow Kevin."
It's so crazy. Like it's such a small world, especially in this like digital marketing scene and all that. So it's kind of cool. And then yeah, when we connected, I think that was the time when you started doing the coaching. It was like kind of your rise up, man. I got to witness that as well.
Yeah, I literally went I started from 0. Like, I lost a really big client. Similar
Oh,
to what you went through. Like, I
yeah.
lost a big client, that's when we were talking. I was, entertaining brand strategy,
Yeah.
and I incorporate a lot of what I do, uh, from what I've learned with just branding in general.
Yeah.
Um, but I just took a couple of steps back. I also hired a business coach, I hired a communications coach. hire a life coach, hire a psychologist. I went the same, everything that you're going through is like I was telling you as I was going through it.
Yeah.
Remember? I was just like, yeah, this is literally what I'm doing. And yeah, I think I took that leap of faith in everything, and I was successfully freelancing, but now I'm successfully business owning. Does
What's
that make sense?
what's the difference in your opinion?
Uh, One just works on clients, just, it's basically
Mm,
like a glorified virtual assistant, which is a lot of the people that I work with almost fall into that trap, or
yeah.
at least the ones that are aspiring to get a job and transition careers. I try and help them avoid that trap, but you end up working for your clients and you do not work for yourself. You don't see yourself as a business.
Yeah.
So, for example, now it's like I spend most of my time managing people and building out systems and processes, and then working on my personal brand.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. I mean, I do spend a lot of my time in client work. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I prioritize one over the other.
Yeah, I think that was a big game changer. Like once you start viewing yourself as a client and prioritizing that, because I was like exactly where, like, because yeah, I told you this when I was in New York. Like that was the time where I lost my biggest client, and I was like, dude, that's my major income stream. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Am I going to look for another
Dude, I
client?
was
Am I
there.
going to do more high ticket sales for people? I was like, I don't want to keep on doing this for the rest of my fucking life, dude. It's crazy. It's not scalable. And so, just like, well, I took the business coach that you recommended. I hired a therapist at the same time. And also,
I told you, I was like, dude, therapist is a game changer right now. Like,
uh, also, dude, I doubled down on a YouTube coach as well. So, pretty recently. So, we're starting
awesome.
next week.
I'll probably
So,
do that too.
yeah. So it's such a game changer, man, in like in the people that you meet and like the opportunities you have. Like honestly, Terry, like my coach, right? He
Our coach.
our coach. I'm not quite sure if you're still with him. That's why I said mine.
You never
But
graduate, Terry.
huh?
You never graduate Terry.
Yeah.
He's just he's never that's it.
Yeah, but he threw me on some major like speaking gigs and stuff. I was like, "Oh crap. Okay, now everything is like accelerating. I have like major deadlines to hit." So I'm like, "Thank God I don't have a major sales client that I have at the moment, because I wouldn't have the time to really take advantage of all this as well." So, it's just really interesting stuff.
Yeah, tomorrow, like I said, I'm procrastinating on a talk that I have to put together for tomorrow because I have a talk with the General Assembly, which is like really big.
GA.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think like what 5 years ago, I was like in between jobs, taking like workshop after workshop at the General Assembly, like marketing
Yeah.
workshops. I'm like
Yeah.
completely fucking broke, and
Yeah.
now I'm talking at the General Assembly,
Yeah.
and I feel so confident. Like I don't know if that's gonna bite me in the butt.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just gonna get it, like, this is gonna be so easy. So,
Yeah.
I put, like, a couple like, I have, like, an outline already, like, I just have to go in and do the work. I feel good, but
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. We'll
Yeah.
see. Stay tuned. I'll let you know if I fuck up.
Yeah, I
But I
mean,
think
you've been
the
doing a lot more public speaking gigs more recently, is that right?
Yeah, I've been working really hard to just put myself out there. I have
Mhm.
to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
If you wanna so I work with a lot of people that are looking to transition their careers, and if you wanna transition your career, you have to put yourself out there to some extent. You have to network.
Yeah.
You have to really optimize your LinkedIn accordingly. You have like, at least in this industry,
Mhm.
you have to show that you're trustworthy, especially if you're managing money for someone.
Yeah.
There's there's a lot that you really just need to put yourself out there. You need to trust yourself. It's really hard to transition careers, especially now. I
Yeah,
think it's really
especially in this
hard.
environment too. And there's so much mindset that goes
There's
into it,
no
because
rules here.
yeah, it's like the
That's
fucking
the
wild wild west.
Yeah, that's the like, this double-edged sword in marketing where, right now I'm, like, chilling in yoga pants and hanging out, and I got to hang out with my family and, like, I do whatever I want. Tomorrow, I'm just gonna buckle down on this and, like, check in with clients and whatever, but
Mm.
I don't feel the stress that I felt, working at a 9 to 5, and I make, like, triple, like, this last month, hope maybe this month will be better, but last month was like my best month. Like
Damn.
I've never that was like how what I made last month is what I'd make in like 6 months working 80K salary. So I was just like, shit. And I probably worked a fraction of what I previously did, but it's just like very smart work.
Yeah.
It's different. I'm using like my brain power. So you were talking about like this transition, that same feeling that you feel like when you're transitioning from like a big client because you got comfortable and you relied on that client a little bit. And like
Yeah.
that's what I went through. Like I felt myself going through the same thing with like transitioning out of work to freelance. Like it felt very similar, just
Yeah.
not because I like knew all the tropes, it wasn't as intense. I was just like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, I gotta do this and this. Oh, I just know how to have to hire a coach and blah blah blah. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it feels like starting from rock bottom sometime. Like at that time, it felt like, oh, I'm starting new, but it was different because of my mindset. My mindset was very positive. My mindset was like, uh, hey, I trust myself. I trust the support that I have around me. Like I'm surrounded by very smart people, you included, Terry, that everyone in that community. Um, I built up a huge network. Like this is territory that I'm completely familiar with, and I have more faith in myself than fear.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like, well, just throw 10K here and there. Like I'll figure it out. Like I know I'll figure it out. Whereas
Yeah.
before, when you're kind of like shell shocked from a 9 to 5, you're like, oh my god. But like I have to have this and then this and then this. Like I can't. You have like this structured path, and the
Yeah.
reality is like when you're on your own and when you're just like kind of own your power, you just I don't know, you kinda like fucking airbend everything around you, like make it happen, like
Yeah, I
you can't
think I'm
stop.
going through like that
Yep.
beginning stage right now for myself. It's where like everything is snowballing, and it's like I'm starting to see the moving pieces. I'm starting to feel that certainty in myself and everything around me. Um
Yeah.
and I couldn't really say that maybe a few months ago. Like honestly, like confidence wise in terms of dedicating time to my own brand and shit. I wasn't doing that, but now I'm like 100% into it. I actually landed a coaching client, a performance-based coaching client, which is pretty sick because I get okay. So what's really cool?
Congrats.
So I came up with this on the fly, right? And it was pretty funny. So
Ooh, you fucking genius.
uh, I was speaking to this client, right, for high ticket sales, but it wasn't like a
Yeah.
good enough opportunity for me to jump on. Like to be honest with you, like it just was not worth it.
Oh,
And I was like, how can I help this person? Because he was a warm referral. How can I help this person and make this kind of worth my while and benefit the client as well? So I proposed this high ticket sales coaching as well, where I get the benefits of like a sales manager, where I get the a percentage of all sales, and then I'm also building out my high ticket, like my coaching services as well for high ticket sales and testing it. So I built everything out like in 1 week. I'm a little bit burnt out right now, but I'm building everything out, testing it on the student, and just seeing what happens. And I'm gonna probably launch it more on a more like to my community as once it's tested and stuff. But it's pretty crazy
dude,
stuff,
that's
man.
literally what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Like, I was just
Yeah.
like someone came to me, they had a problem, they were like, "I wanna get a job in digital marketing as a
Yeah.
PPC person." And I was like, "How much you got?" Or
Yeah.
like X amount. I was like, "All right, let's do it. We'll figure it out." Like, and then
Speaking.
eventually I developed systems and I
Yeah.
have a really like ironed out system and it's only getting better. Now I'm actually developing a course to go along with the coaching program. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so I can assign right now I'm using like other courses, but now I could be like, okay, I'm assigning this one that I put together specifically, go through X modules and then like check out these articles and blah 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 blah. And yeah, then, that's what we do from like week 1 through 6 and then through like 7 through 8, that's when we're working on a real client. I'll pair you off with a real client because I get so many
Dang.
referrals that come my way, so then I
Yeah.
just pair them off.
Yeah. That's really
I
smart.
gotta
I really like
figure
that.
out a
I really like that idea from yourself, like in terms of being able to provide work and stuff like that, training them as well. Yeah, it's a lot of work to build up a course because that's what I'm doing right now. I want my coaching
God.
sessions to be like very focused on coaching specific needs, very customized. But I'm using the course to just baseline everyone as well. So it's a shit ton of work, man. But it's fun. It's hella fun. I wake up in the morning. I'm just like, fuck, dude. I'm drinking from the fire hose today. Let's get up and running. And I've gotten more done in the last 2 weeks than I have like this pretty much whole year. So it's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. I write down like all the things that I want to accomplish, like from when we were even talking
Yeah.
initially, and I got through all of that
Dang.
essentially. It's crazy, like my revenue goals, all of it. Like back in March, I think, February.
That's
I
crazy.
hit all of them. Yeah, so I have to reassess that.
Yeah.
Um, but it just I don't know. I feel like me working, like I'm working on a Saturday, on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yesterday I worked a little bit too, but it doesn't feel like working at this point. So it's hard to even like the physical part. Yeah, I could get tired, but it's hard for me to like totally burn out. Like I
Yeah.
find it difficult to burn out. I don't know if that makes sense because I really like what I do and I like the people that I work with. They energize me.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I think burnout sometimes, well, obviously you can have an overload of work as well that can burn you out, but
Mhm.
um
Yeah.
what can, I guess, make it so that you don't burn out, or kind of, it really depends the type of work that you're doing. And when you're working on like like for me, when I was doing sales and doing fulfillment, that fucking sucked. I mean, I love it. I love strategizing. I love preparing for it. I love doing it. But some days I
Mhm.
just wouldn't want to do it, or just talking to really bad leads, or like dealing with the unreceptive client just burns me the fuck out. It really burns me the fuck out, and it's hard to maintain my energy like that. But nowadays, I mean, first thing I wake up, it's just like, dude, I'm just ready. I bought a Panda planner recently as well, so I write down all my goals. I've been
I
listening.
I
My,
love I love looking at your, like, daily, like, your affirmations and all the things you're grateful for. It reminds me, I'm just like, "Oh, shit. I should do
Yeah,
that."
because I'm a practitioner, man. I don't want to just fucking preach and shit. Preach gratitude. No, I fucking do that shit, man. Like preach
Yeah.
high ticket sales and stuff. No, I eat and breathe that shit. Like everything I do, I fucking eat my own shit, my own dog food, I guess what people say, right? But yeah,
You eat your own shit, that's great.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Someone wrote, "What does Cindy do?" Oh,
What
man,
does
don't call me Cindy, man. Thought we
Cindy?
were friends, man.
Yeah, Cindy, what do you
What the you
do?
call me Cindy for?
Hi, Tagusa. Danielle
You can
also has
call
a
me
question. We'll
Sin,
get to it
maybe
in a
Sin.
second. Huh? Sorry, what are you saying?
Oh, okay. Well, no, I was like, she could call me Sin, you can call me Sin, that might be nice. What do I do? I am again, I'm a paid media strategist, so I work
So,
with Google Ads and Facebook ads. What were you
mhm.
gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like
I feel
some
it's a
people might
lag.
not. Oh, yeah, I feel the lag too. But yeah, what I was gonna say, you answered it. What I was gonna say, a lot of people don't know what a paid media strategist is. So, but you just clarified it.
Ah,
Yeah,
so as a paid media strategist, I leverage Google Ads and Facebook ads, sometimes Snapchat,
yeah,
experimenting with Pinterest to scale e-commerce businesses. I have and I am consulting with a couple of people that have like courses and so online educational products.
yeah,
But that's 50% of my business. So a small boutique marketing agency essentially specializing in paid media, Google ads, Facebook ads, sometimes Pinterest, Snapchat, and then 50% of that is education.
yeah,
So the education piece is where a lot of people want to do what I do. You know, they think I have this cool lifestyle, working in my pajamas, whatever the fuck. So I help them really transition into this lifestyle either by getting a job or clients or both.
hmm,
And there's a lot of mindset stuff. There's a lot of business development stuff along tacked on with the technical stuff. So that's what I help them with.
yeah. Man, and there's a lot of mindset stuff like we're talking about, like switching over from. I'm just thinking about my transition, man, and it was fucking rough as shit. Like I'm thinking about the last 2 or 3 years now, and I only think I'm in my stride right now, and like, or beginning my stride at the moment. But it was so fucking hard these last 2 years and stuff. So what you're doing is
Me
really,
too.
really, yeah,
That's why I feel like there's a better way, and I think um that's just like why I'm super passionate about what I do. I just feel like everyone should, what I was saying about burnout. I feel like it's hard for me to get burnout because I feel energized by my work
yeah,
because I could pick and choose which clients I want to work with. I have leverage now. That comes from building perceived value. That comes from experience as a whole. But I'm at that point where I have this leverage and I get to pick and choose who I want to work with. And
yeah.
don't get me wrong, like sometimes clients are annoying, but people are annoying. I'm annoying. But I'm overall I'm energized by the work, so I find it even difficult for me to burn out sometimes, like, because even when I'm, like, I can get physically tired, but then I'm just like, "Oh, I wanna keep doing it," like, "Oh, I wanna, like, check in with my client, see how she's doing," because I'm so
Yeah,
pumped for her success, and I wanna make sure that she's killing her interviews and things like that, so, um, I believe everyone should like, I fundamentally believe that everyone should feel that way because I actually think it's like a myth, and, even from my background, just like I came from just a super poor background that wasn't even a possibility. I would
yeah,
see like videos on YouTube of like digital nomads or whatever. And I don't think it's as like I don't like to travel that much. That's not necessarily my lifestyle,
yeah,
but it's completely attainable. And so I just want to like bring that like practical. I want to like make that just show people that it's absolutely attainable and it's not like a myth. I know I don't work in front of a beach and shit, but I I live a happy life and I live a life of abundance. I live the life that I've always wanted to live. It's
yeah,
not I don't drive like a, 2020 Tesla or anything, but I pay all my bills on time plus more.
yeah.
It's awesome to be able to do all of that.
I think it's more powerful too. Like you mentioned digital nomads and stuff. And honestly, I'm the same way. I'm not like yeah, let's go live in a fucking Asian island. I want to do that one day too. Like it's but it's like
Really?
I mean, I
Sounds
think for my
overrated.
I think for my personality, I'm not like a digital nomad type, live somewhere for like years and years and years. But just having the option to do that is just so powerful, and
Yeah.
it, like the option, just like to have that, like, yeah, that as an option for yourself. I mean, like, I'm kind of doing it. Although, ideally, I
You
don't want to
you
be in Boston
you
right now.
totally are though. You totally are though. Like, my cousin's getting married in December in
Yeah,
Vegas, and
yeah,
I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, I'll go." Like, before I'd be like, my stepmom, she's like, "Oh, I have to see if I could take time off," and I'm just like, "I'll just tell my clients, I'll give them a heads up, and I might be a little, late to respond to shit. I'm just
yeah,
gonna go."
yeah,
I love having that freedom.
yeah. Kind of,
Someone said you have a potato
I probably do.
head.
Probably another troll or some shit like that. Who knows?
They're probably talking about me. Do I look
No.
tan? Someone said
You look
someone said I had a little tan.
tan. I don't think so. I don't know. It's
I'm
kind of
too
hard from computer screen.
Yeah, I think it's hard from a computer.
Fun fact. I actually never met Cynthia in real life. I've only met her through the computer screen.
Yeah, I bailed on him.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, thanks.
He came to New York, and I was like, "Bro." No, that was my fucking life too. I was like, "Shit, man, like,
Nah,
how am I supposed to get to the city?" And I was just like, "Yo," I felt so
it's
bad. I was like, "Yo,"
it's
I,
it's
like,
cool.
had, like, a vid chat or some shit. I was like, "Bro, I suck. I'm gonna bail. You can bail on me, I'll go to Boston, you bail on me, we'll be even, it'll be great.
Call it
It's
even,
all
right?
good."
Everybody
Yeah.
loses. Yeah. But no, but seriously, it's kind of cool though. It kind of shows you like our society these days, or our state like these days, where it's like you can just meet cool people and you don't even have to leave your fucking bedroom anymore. Back in the day, imagine how hard that shit was. Like you had to get out, you had to go out. Like it's so much easier to get connected to anyone that you want these days, and that's why I just feel like we're truly blessed to live in these times as well, right?
Yeah, I think it's more important, like, to add on to that, I can meet my people. Yeah, like, I live in Long Island, I used to live in Queens, I live in Long Island,
Mhm,
and there's not many people around me that think the same way that I do. I'm lucky that my partner does,
mhm.
and I'm lucky that my dad even kind of, like they all are kooky in some kind of way,
Yeah,
but no one's really doing what I do. No one's hitting the figures that I've hit. Like it's just like no or aspiring, for more and more aggressive with it. So it's
Yeah.
so nice to connect with people like Terry, like you, like my friend Drayshawn, just even Matt. Like Matt's a beast. So I wouldn't be able to connect with people like that if it weren't for just online. And I think that's one of the beauties of YouTube too. You get to meet really cool people. Like I'm meeting like I just launched a YouTube channel. I'm just like, oh shit, there's some really cool people
What's
that
your
actually like what I say. That's
what's your
crazy.
YouTube channel, by the way? Shameless plug.
No, I appreciate you. I don't have a link yet. I don't have a can some
God.
guys, whoever's here, can you follow me so I can have 100 subscribers
How
to
many
get an
are you
actual link?
how many are you away from that?
Like 5. It's fucking annoying.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
this is what you need to do. Like honestly, yeah, you need
I fill in
5 for your link, right? But honestly, doing a YouTube link doesn't really help at all. So something that really helps is getting a domain. So I have like kevinyou.tv. You can do cynthiasandoval.tv or whatever. Or as Tom would say, Sandoval. but
I get that all the time. I'm so used to it.
but yeah, if you get your name and like get a .tv domain and like just have it redirect to your YouTube channel, it's so much easier. So much easier. People can actually find you. So when you're doing a shameless plug. So yeah.
I think I have a link.
Yeah.
Well, how
You
do
can
I
drop it in the
link
chat
it?
if you want. I think it'll pop up. If it doesn't, let me know.
So if if I'm not one of those like I have to have like a little screwdriver, a monkey wrench by my name, or else it won't turn into a URL.
Message me, I'll drop it in the chat then.
You're awesome. Okay, how do I get my link?
I hope my computer can handle all this all this stuff. Let's while you're look at your link, let's answer some questions. Danielle says, "How has
Yeah.
learning to sell been a life-changing skill set for you?" Ooh, interesting. Do you have any insight on
Jesus.
that? Because you sell your own services, Cynthia.
I think when you learn how to sell, that's when you actually become an entrepreneur. You're not an
Yeah.
entrepreneur until you know how to sell. And you need to know how to sell, not just like knowing how to sell for me has landed me a job with Damon John. I don't know how the hell I talked my way into that shit. Um, it's landed me literally every opportunity that I've had. Like I've had to sell myself, even just talking to people, to get them interested into what I'm saying
Yeah.
to sell. Selling is one of those things, one of those skills that for me, I see sales as communication, like having solid communication skills.
Yeah.
Having solid communication skills literally parts the waters for you. Like it makes everything easier. It's just without that, you're just not going to be lived a fulfilled life. That's my take. That's my opinion. What about you?
I would say communication. It's really changed the way that I look at relationships, and I don't know. I don't even know where to begin, because if I had Tom on here, he would tell you like, Kevin, you've changed so freaking much since you've done sales. And I think some of the things I just look forward to when I do sales is just being super, super upfront with people. And that's the best way to, that's like honesty, man. That's building trust. It's building a working relationship with things, but also being able to kind of, I think the biggest lesson that I've learned through sales is like something that we call tactical empathy. I got it from Never Split the Difference, but
Yeah, I
surprisingly,
love that
you know,
book
when
as
people
well.
say, like when Jordan Belfort in that Wolf of Wall Street movie, my favorite movie, by the way, I watch it all the time. And by the way, a
I
fun
love
fact,
Straight Line Persuasion. I
I
love
didn't
Jordan
even I didn't even
Belfort.
know Jordan Belfort was at the end of the movie. He's like, today we have this, like during the presentation scene. So and then Leonardo DiCaprio
I didn't
says,
know that either.
sell me this pen, right? A lot of newbies would just be like, oh, this pen is XYZ and all that. No, shut the fuck up. No one wants to know about the features of a fucking like the features of a pen. Like, yeah, go fuck yourself, dude. You yeah, with the pen too.
Dude, I love Jordan Belfort. Do you listen to his podcast?
It's sometimes. I used to buy I
So
bought.
good. I
Yeah, what do you like about Jordan Belfort's his podcast?
He's so fucking funny. Like he's just so funny, and he just throws so much facts, like, left and right. I
Yeah.
fucking love his book.
Yeah.
I love him. I
Yeah.
absolutely love him. He's
Yeah.
amazing in every way, shape, and form. It was so great when he went, like, head to head with, Grant Cardone.
Oh,
Grant
dude,
Cardone is a great guy, by the way. I met him,
yeah.
even though
Honestly,
he seems like a schmuck.
I'm a team Jordan Belfort over Grant
Same.
Cardone. 10x this, 10x
Same.
that. Private jet this. Are you going to 10x Con, man? That's where all the real entrepreneurs are going. Oh, RIP, man. That's
Dude,
not
there's some
happening.
10X bros. Ugh, and they suck.
Yeah.
They're not that great at sales. They do the, like, high pressure stuff. That's what he teaches, high pressure stuff.
I hate that shit.
But at the
And
end of the day, same. Jordan Belfort told him, "You're more of a marketer," and he, like, broke down why. Like, "You're a marketer,
yeah.
not a sales guy." Where I'm so bad. I literally cut you off. You're going into why you think that sales, learning that skill set has,
Mhm.
like, been the level up in your life, basically. I feel like that's what you were getting at.
Oh yeah, communication, understanding like where people are coming from before offering a solution. And it's kind of like all the shit I learned through pharmacy too, because when you go to your pharmacist and shit, your pharmacist isn't gonna fucking throw a Viagra pill as soon as you walk in. They're gonna ask, hey, what's going on first, right? Like, why you hear all this sort of stuff. But it's the same thing with sales. Like, you need to understand current state, future state. You got to understand the gap that they need to kind of go with their financial positioning before you even pitch a solution. And yes, you read this in books and shit, but until you internalize it, it's very, very different. And that's when, like, when people started asking me more sales based questions and stuff, like when seasoned vets, they were asking me about my product process. I was like, I think I have something here. And that's when I was like, I got to write this shit down. So like over the last 2 years, I've been just writing my ideas down, just doing it, and I'm packaging it up. I was actually scripting out my whole course and stuff like that too. I have all the chapters written out, all that sort of stuff. And
Dude,
yeah,
you need to create a wait list ASAP.
yeah,
Like, just a landing page, like, of how where people can sign up, because that's a course that I would buy, just because I mean, I feel like at this point I'm like a course collector.
I
Like, I
am
just
too.
buy courses.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's bad. I hoard information, but I've gotten better at actually creating the content and not so much doing it,
yeah,
not so much ingesting it.
yeah,
So, that's this fine balance, but like to buy courses and, like, just breeze through them and go through them. I don't even like to buy courses if they're under, like, 800, I think is my threshold,
mhm,
or 500, and I'll just go through it. I wanna see how they package the information.
yeah,
However, this is something that I would sign up for, like, a wait list, just because I think that's such an interesting approach, like, just coming from, and if you get, like, Tom to, I don't know, have some kind of section there just on, like, behavioral psychology, or I'll throw you some in there, some behavioral psychology stuff, because that's all. I'm so fascinated by what makes people tick, how to influence them. That's really that's why I'm so good as an advertiser.
yeah.
I'm great at the technicals, but I'm excellent at communicating and getting certain points across to influence people.
No, it's really interesting. We're talking about marketing too. It's like, it's so interesting. So I wrote this in my program pretty recently. I have it as a chapter, but so funny. Like, okay, we all know what a marketing funnel is, right? We all know the funnel, but a lot of people don't look at sales like a funnel at all. Can you believe that? It's like, dude, the purpose
That
of a
sucks.
solid sales process is that it filters out the pain in the ass, like clients that you don't want, for that will cause fulfillment hell for you. And it really kind of
Mhm.
really commits the right people that's going into whatever program or whatever you're selling as well, you know. And so it's just really, really interesting. And to be able to do that, you have to understand like how people tick. What are people's kind of, what is their action threshold, right? Like, like, how are they feeling? What are they really thinking on the call? And it gets really, really interesting. Of course, I fucked that up so many times, but then you learn how to ask more tactful questions as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. I very much lead conversations through questions. That's just I think that's what I learned through brand strategy,
Mm.
or just that Melinda's process. Coming in empty, and this is my also my sales process too. Like I'll have some kind of game plan. I always refer to some kind of framework, but I come in empty. I don't assume, and I just lead with curiosity and I dig in where it makes sense. I try to get at the core of the problem, understanding what is the core problem for this prospect.
Yeah.
And if I can solve it at the end of the day, do I like you? Likability is a big aspect of persuading people as well. But I kind of like I have this mentality of every sales call. I don't even go through it as a sales call. In my
Mhm.
head, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna catch up with a friend. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's serving me so far. I don't know if I have to spice that up. But at that point, like if I have to, like do B2B stuff, well, I do B2B stuff. But I think if I ever get like super big and I have to like talk all super corporate-y, I'll just hire you. I would never want to do that shit. I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
like, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if your sales process works, don't break it. I mean, they have to have trust. I mean, Jordan Belfort always talks about this: trust with brand, trust with product, trust with you, the person that they're speaking to as well. And so, as long as those line up, that's important.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I think for selling for my stuff, it's like one thing, but to sell for someone else's who, you might not have the best connection with, that's a difficult thing. So then when you do sell for something that, not that you truly believe in, but something that is more authentic with to yourself, right? It just makes the
Yeah.
conviction so much easier as well.
Yeah. So that's why what I do, or like
Yeah.
selling what I do, because I believe in it so much. And at the end for the transaction so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I track it like I have to, blah, blah, blah. But I
Yeah.
just believe in what I do so much. And that's why I'm even very what I do in marketing is direct sales, like direct to ad sales or direct to sell ads, right?
Hmm.
So I am selling. So I'm very particular of who I even work with. If can I even sell their product? Do
Hmm.
I don't have to like love it and want to marry it or whatever, but I need to believe in it in some kind of way, be
Yeah.
excited about it so that I can immerse myself in the product, understand all of the USPs, understand the end user, what they love about it, what can improve about it, how so that I could better position the product through advertising.
Mm.
So I really like immerse myself. I call it like method acting as when I do marketing for a service or a brand. Like I really need to understand the business. I really need to understand the business model in order to become an advocate essentially for
Mm.
it, or just to position it in a certain way to get
Yeah.
the desired results.
Yeah.
So I do think like in a sales person, but I'm more like creepy behind the scenes.
You're like a stalker. No, just kidding. You're stalking them.
Yeah,
No, but
basically. I dude, I like send out surveys and I'm just like, "Oh, this is what they like." Like, like
I,
I'm
I
just a
love
professional creeper.
I love surveys. I love like analyzing people, like what makes people tick, what makes them push them over the edge and stuff. But I think you're right. It's that natural curiosity which allows you to convert. Whether you're on the phone, whether you're in person, whether you're through a computer screen running a Facebook ad, right? So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like though, like these are skills that will make me good at anything because I just lead just by pure curiosity, you know?
Yeah. By the way, I got a question from Isaiah Hunter, which was a while ago. He says, "Hey Kevin,
What's up, Isaiah
how
Hunter?
how long did you think it would take for you to find your first client versus how long did it actually take you?" I'm kind of curious for yourself. I mean, we're kind of in different, well, similar industries, but for yourself, like, do you remember like when you're diving into digital marketing and stuff? How long did it take you to find your first client, Cynthia?
So, finding my first client, I was very particular initially because I was willing to do free work. And excuse me, dude, this matcha shit at the bottom got so nasty. I almost threw up while you were talking. And I
I
didn't want
told
to
you that
interrupt you
shit
because you
was
were like
nasty
saying
as fuck.
no, but it was just because it's the bottom. It concentrated and it got like caca on the bottom, and I'm just like, ooh.
The powder.
So back to clients. For me, I initially did and I sometimes still do free work depending on who it is, because
Yeah.
I believe in, like, value exchange, and value exchange isn't always by the dollar amount. Like, I was working with you, it's not it's the experience, the value of creating even a connection with someone and networking. So, I'm running ads for actually, like, Melinda and her branding boot camp, um, and I'm in exchange for a testimonial, so value for value. And that's how I went about first client. So I did free work in order to build experience, to get more confidence, to build some kind of case study, to figure out if I was even good at it, to like test some things out and iron some things out. Um, first client, and obviously initially when you have your first client, you fuck up a lot. Like you're just continuously screwing up and figuring it out as you go.
Yeah.
As long as you know more than the client, you're in a good place. That's all that matters. But still, you're kind of just like screwing up, you're fucking up. So I felt even bad even charging at that point. But um, versus now, if I have a client, like I have all of my systems in place, I have all my processes in place, understand
Yeah.
red flags, I understand, the kind of accounts that I would take on. I know who's a nightmare, who's not a nightmare. What about for you?
For me, man, oh my God. It took me so, like in sales, it takes so long for you to find a solid client. Like I had so many, I don't know what the people call them, but we like in my community, we call them strokers, right? Like, oh yeah, like I have a big like, it's kind of like someone talking you up, like, yeah, I
Wow.
have a big dick. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah. Okay, cool. Everybody had got an
Yeah.
opportunity, but who knows that like, when we actually test it, it's actually not a great opportunity at all. So it was really, really tough. I mean, I went through so many strokers. At least like when I took a course in what I finished maybe August 2018 or some shit like that. It wasn't until like April or maybe February where I found my first major client, and they were scaling really, really quickly as well. So it took me a long, long time. It was a lot of growing pains. And now I know all, like,
Mhm.
after dealing with such a big client, I know what to look for in a client, what questions to ask. And so I try to make, I'm just very upfront with all my questions and stuff. And when you ask better questions too, it gives you a lot of credibility too. People are like, wow, Kevin actually knows his shit. It's like, yeah, no shit. I know my shit because I helped scale this business from 6 to 8 figures, man. And it was really, really crazy. And you know what? Funny story. I was reading your sales page because I was copying it. And shameless plug, right? No shame.
Shameless
Chinese part of me. I even copied your marketing story. Yeah, I just control
Dude,
F
go
wrote
for
paid.
it. It's the truth.
I just wrote control F and then replaced everything with from like paid ads to high ticket sales. No, but I was reading your story and I really related to one thing that you mentioned was that you almost got fired from your first client, and that exactly happened to me as well. It was so crazy. So
First job and first client, first
yeah,
everything. It's just,
yeah. But it was really hard, but I
I
think the number one thing for me, like it sounds like you're getting it, like a lot of referrals, and honestly that's how I get a lot of my clients too. It's just referrals, especially the sales community, and like it's so small, you're just bound to run into everyone. And yeah, if you create a good reputation
Mhm.
of like working really hard, being very diligent, something that a lot of salespeople actually suck with, like they're not very process oriented or anything like that at all. It's easy to just
Yeah.
stand out by just doing your shit. That's literally all I do. I just do my shit. When I say I'm gonna do something, I just, like, you can trust that Kevin's gonna get it done, so funny.
Well, that's the difference between and like a good business person, because a good
Mm,
business person has to be versatile in many different areas.
yeah.
You can't just be good at sales, executing. You have to also be good at developing systems and processes. You have to be good at operations as well. So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like I've really developed my left and right brain because I'm naturally very like, which one's the one that's like dumb?
The dumb one.
Which side's the one that which is the side that's very like go with the flow and doesn't
The artist
like
side.
more artsy or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, I
I
can't
think it's the
remember.
right. No, I think it's the left. I think it's the left.
Hem-
Someone in the chat, can you help me out here? I think it's the
Hemisphere
left
for art. Brain
for
hemisphere for
retardation.
art. I'll look it up, but yeah, you said that
I think
you've
it's the
had
left.
okay,
But
left side. Wait,
I
hold
think
on.
it's left, right? Yeah, it's left. So,
Wait, no, left
well,
is logic, it
anyone-
says. Left is
okay,
logic,
I don't got
right
that. Okay, so
is
I'm
arts,
right. I'm right.
creativity. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very right side oriented. That's just like naturally how I am. Developed these systems and like I'm organized and systems oriented and things like that. And also, it was like the biggest compliment ever. Like I really saw my growth when I hired an executive assistant. I can't work with virtual assistants, by the way. I had to hire someone that like is American. No offense to everyone that is a virtual assistant. Y'all are cool. No offense. But she's just like she's in New York, like I can always meet her just in case, whatever. She told me I was like the most organized business owner. I was like, what? Like, if you were to see, like, the pile of clothes that are being hidden, like, right before you hit me up for this live stream, I was like, "Shit, I gotta hide everything." And they're all like
That's so funny. That's hilarious.
so, she told me that, I was like, "Okay, I did that. Good, good, good."
Mm.
I really worked to develop both sides of my brain, because that's just to bring it full circle, the point I'm trying to make is, like, you're not only a good salesperson, but you're also a very good business owner because you understand both pieces of it. A salesperson is just like, I'll just butter the person up on the phone, have a good conversation, and figure it out from there,
Yeah.
like, have someone else fulfill whatever, whereas you're thinking, like, big picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Makes a good
It's pretty
marketer
interesting.
too.
Like a lot of people, well, I always make fun of salespeople because they love giving good oral, right? Quote unquote, right? And
Wait,
so
what? They
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 love
love giving good what? Did you
oral,
say
lip
wait, what did
service, lip service.
Oh, okay, you did say that. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
This is
but
okay.
I didn't mean it as a pun too. So, but yeah, they
Okay,
give good. They
okay.
get they
Wait, you're telling me they give good blowjobs right now? Is that what you're saying?
pretty much, pretty much, But at the end of the day, they're really good at buttering people up, but they don't really think like the long term consequences. They're just thinking about this immediate sale. How do I mean, I've seen some manipulative shit, like some crazy, like some crazy Wolf of Wall Street. Well, not that crazy, but I've heard a lot of stories about crazy Wolf of Wall Street type of shit. But I've seen some really crazy things as well, and it shows so short sighted because guess what? It kills the offer, it breaks trust, and guess what? People online they fucking talk, and so that's the quickest way to kill your brand and stuff like that too, and your sales opportunity. But I think more recently, I've just had to force myself to be a lot more holistic and especially work the what was it, left side of the brain, more logical. Like I've been having to pump that more
No. Oh,
recently.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've been L for logic. I'll
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah. So
L
recently,
for
I've just had
loser.
to. What was that?
Said L for loser, but
L for
I'm obviously
Luther.
joking.
Um, but yeah, I've just had to build out a lot of processes, especially like with Notion and Miro and all that sort of stuff. So it's been really fun. I've been having a blast with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but dude, I gotta tell you, don't get caught up with all the technology. Sometimes the pen and paper is just fine. Sometimes I know if you're anything like me, like shiny object syndrome is real with like the tools that you use. Sometimes you just need to keep it simple, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's
I'm
why I
sure you
have
know.
a that's
No,
why I have a paper planner at the moment. So
perfect. Like
yeah.
sometimes you just need like sometimes I just need to like I have everything in Notion and I have my assistant make sure like like everything that I have to do, everything that I have to manage or whatever. Because I actually just hired a video editor.
Yeah.
I gotta start
Cool.
pumping out content. I know. I've been putting off, it's this weird, like you were saying, this mindset thing. And the way to get to the next level of your life is most likely putting yourself out there in some kind of way. You don't have to be an influencer, but just like in your space, like I don't know, developing some cojones, some chutzpah. And I think like I've been so kind of like afraid of being seen as like some kind of fucking marketing guru
Yeah.
when I'm just like a regular person who just like applies logic to things and creativity is
Yeah.
just, it just is what it is. And then I
Yeah.
sell shit.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I was just like, fuck it. And I just started, now I'm just like, I'm just gonna put myself out there fully and like haters are just it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's just a way of life. I mean, we spoke about it.
Sorry, what
My
was
bad.
it?
I know you're trying to answer more questions.
Oh, no, no,
No, I was
no.
saying we've spoken about haters.
we
Lag is
spoken
wild.
about the lag is real, dude. I can't. I totally miss that. What? Say that one more time.
I'm saying we have spoken about haters. Like I remember I've hit you up once. I was like, I got this hater. It's just one hater. He's so stupid.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It was so dumb. And no, it was actually like a psychopathic person. It was like nothing personal, but I was just like, I try to do so much good in the world, and like I just got caught up in my feelings, and I kind of like needed to get punched in the teeth a little bit to like
Yeah.
realize that it's like it's not me. It's just the nature of putting yourself out there. You're just people are gonna say something.
Yeah, because there's that element of like when I do get haters and stuff, I'm like, go eat a fucking dick, right? There's that primal side in me, but then it's like, dude, why am I getting so like upset and stuff? And it's weird. It's a fluctuating thing because some days it bothers me, some days it doesn't even phase me, and it just depends the state I'm in as well. But also like I don't know one same person that would write like such a fucking trash ass comments or such mean comments in real life. It's crazy, man. You know? So,
Yeah, I try not to give it energy, but
yeah.
sometimes like the only thing that really bothers me is because even though I seem like I'm really tough, like people think like, "Oh, wow, you seem like so confident and tough." Like I'm actually pretty fucking sensitive. I just get over things
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
But I like really like take that shit to heart because everything I do I put with so much like good intent. Like I take the time to like fucking meditate and breathe and shit and have like a
Yeah.
fucking Tibetan singing bowl and whatever the fuck. And so I really put a lot of like I put a lot of time and energy into making sure that people know that I just like I genuinely care, right? And so when I get feedback like that, I'm like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
And it totally is. It's just, it's funny how the human brain works. Like this is just let's bring it back to marketing.
Yeah.
People will remember that one negative review as opposed to a sea of positive reviews. They'll go back to they'll see that one negative review, and now that kind of ingests a seed of doubt in some kind of way for that
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
So that's why people work very hard. There's literally like a you know type of service of just uh what is it called, like it's kind of like infusing SEO, like defamation, like people that work to erase negative reviews, whatever.
Yeah. There's
It's
this
a
whole
service,
industry.
but
Yeah.
mhm, it's a whole industry there, and the reason why is because that one negative review kind of really plants that seed of doubt, and
Mhm.
it's just how our brains work. And if we were to just us as business owners, just try and shift our mindset, or just us as just people trying to be
People.
a
Yeah.
better version of ourselves. Yeah, as people, exactly. Like if we shift that and just think of all the positive things that happen, like all the positive comments, the positive feedback, as opposed to that one negative one,
Yeah.
you have to put in your reps to do that, and you have to. It's like a muscle that you have to build because you're
Well,
literally working against your brain,
that's why I have
but you put
a,
so much
believe it or
effort.
not, I actually have a thank you folder. I think I named it like thank you screenshots. I've had it since like the early days of YouTube and stuff, but every time I get a positive comment, I just actually throw it in that folder, and I never review it. I'm supposed to, like, real talk, I'm supposed to review it, but if I do go through a tough day, I will take a look at it. Um so but yeah, it's like really flexing that muscle and really focusing that attention on there. But then there's also that cognitive dissonance part where it's like, I know, I know I shouldn't be upset at this, but there's a part of me that wants to kind of like Joyner Lucas that this shit. And like, have you ever seen that Joyner Lucas like revenge like video and stuff like that? Like that song, Revenge.
No, no, I haven't. No.
Oh,
Should I?
it's almost like a freaking movie, man. It's pretty cool. I'm a huge Joyner Lucas fan. Do you listen to Joyner Lucas?
No, I don't, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna try now.
but basically
We have similar
the
music interests.
basically the premise of Joyner Lucas's revenge video is like basically the story was like he is robbing a bank and people fucking betray him, and then years later he gets out of jail and then he fucking murders all these people. So That's the premise. But it's like that's
Fuck.
what the song's
What
about. It's
is it?
pretty cool.
What's the positive thing here?
Oh, there's none. I'm just saying, like, there's something
Isaiah
so
says,
satisfying about that, tapping into that like primal like revenge too. But it can also consume you as well. So I was just saying like there's that primal part of me which enjoys that like suffering and stuff like that. Like I don't know as well. So
oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, me
yeah,
too. I feel that when I get like super competitive and I get scared of like who I become sometimes. Like that's ultimately, I said that's so weird. That's ultimately why I quit my job working with Damon
yeah,
because of just how fucking like Game of Thrones I got and how good I was at it. I was excellent at just rising. It was terrifying. I was like, wow, I need to chill. Like this is not the life that I'm trying to live. So
yeah,
and just the people around me were there for the clout. I was really there to do good work. And eventually I found myself there for clout. Like I was just like, I like the attention. I like being around powerful people. I was like,
yeah.
okay, I gotta step away from this. This is like crack.
Yeah, it gets addicting, especially when you start seeing yourself get really good as well. But I think like for my client, obviously it
Bad.
was honestly it was like I don't know. My client was kind of, I don't want to say trash or anything like that, but it served its purpose in my life, and I'm glad for every experience I got out of it. But yeah, it definitely becomes like really addicting as you get better and better and better. Found myself like it was like almost like a video game. It's like because sales, you look at the leaderboard, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm beating
Yeah.
I'm beating these like
Dude,
I'm
this is
beating these OG vets, 20 years in the industry, 20 plus, and I just started 10 months ago. It's like fucking crazy, you know? So yeah.
yeah,
By the way,
yeah.
Isaiah says it's a
That's
great
how
song.
I
You
feel
got
about like I know, I gotta listen to it, Isaiah. I'm sorry, I haven't. I suck. I'm great in other areas except for not listening to that song. Um, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It feels like that's literally how it is, like getting good at Facebook ads and
yeah.
like Google advertising. And
Yeah.
it's crazy how I can like beat out crazy advertisers that are like crazy good in the game, and I just beat them out. Oh, it feels so good, but uh, uh eventually, I don't know. You kinda, like you lose yourself in that, so I always have to I kinda have to always balance, like, my ambitious side with, like, my, "Hey, I love people and I wanna see people win" side.
Yeah, there's a
Sorry.
balancing act too. By the way, always plug 2020 said, is that the girl from Seth's course and Nick's channel? I don't know who Nick is, but I assume
Yes,
that's you, right?
that's the girl. That's the girl, that's the potato head.
And Sir Duke says Spider-Man to Venom. So funny. Yeah. You know what's really crazy?
Yeah, like, I feel like you need
Mhm.
that, though.
Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say sometimes you need that. I feel like you need ego. Like, look
Yeah.
at Michael Jordan. I'm watching The Last Dance.
Yeah.
It's called The Last Dance, right?
I don't know.
I
I
am
don't watch it.
so amazed by him. Oh, you should watch it. Like, I love athlete, like, mindset and mentality.
Yeah.
It that and also, like, comics. I look up to a lot of comics, like Joe
Mm.
Rogan and, Dave Chappelle. Who else do I really fucking like? I love Joey Diaz. I
That cocksucker.
fucking cocksucker. Um, I look up to their work ethic to always show up even when they bomb, like Jim Carrey. Um, they like the comedians and even the athletes
Mm,
that just show up consistently without being afraid to fail are the ones that win.
yeah.
Like, so lately I'm obsessed with, like, athletes, I'm obsessed with, like, Stoic philosophy, and I'm obsessed with comedy in comics. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's a real like, there's a underlying theme there that I'm trying to develop. I don't know what though, I'm trying to
It's kind
develop
of like
it.
that grit, or you're right, that stoicism. Essentially, like they all have those type of things, and that's why for me, yeah, I look up to comics not so much. Even though I love Joe Rogan, I love Dave Chappelle, I love like all those people that you talked about, but I love MMA a lot. I look up to those people a lot because that's like the
Same.
I mean, dude, you're getting your fucking ass beat. You don't know the outcome and stuff like that, and you still show up every single time. And that's like, that's really putting yourself rising to occasion as well. So there's that.
Yeah,
Um,
athletes have that grit, that resilience, that discipline. But I think you were gonna ask a question.
yeah, there was a question for
What are
you.
you drinking?
Uh, so I just hired a trainer, and he told me to drink like what 3 gallons of a gallon of green tea a day. So I didn't get my green tea,
Mm,
so I just mixed 8 tea bags all together, and I'm drinking it right now.
that's painful. That's like the caca part of like all this,
Yo, you
like
gotta eat
seaweed
caca,
mildew
man.
at the bottom.
You gotta eat your shit. Eat dog shit. Eat dog shit, man.
You gotta ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to eat a turd sandwich? How
Yeah.
many turds are you willing to eat? That's what you
By the
gotta
way,
do.
somebody
Go
asked,
grit.
what are good courses to improve your Facebook ad skills? Says always plug 2020.
Um, Howell's FATC course, but Cat Howell's course is very. I'm very like. I don't mean to. This might bother you a little bit, Kevin, but I'm very anti like the whole funnels thing. I think f- not everyone needs a funnel, right? And we talk about funnels, it's really just a fucking landing page with an opt-in. I think people complicate it, and unfortunately, with Cat House Course, it's very like funnels oriented.
Mm,
Um, which isn't the whole world. That's just like one facet of things. Not everyone needs to have like a Kartra page. Not everyone. It doesn't make sense to have Click Funnels in every single thing. That's why like big brands don't use that. There's a reason why they don't use that.
What are you talking about? Everybody uses
However,
Kartra. Refugeehustle.com/Kartra. Shameless plug. Yeah, but go ahead.
go sign up, use this affiliate link, but also
It's not
understand
affiliate.
not everyone
It's because I love the
Oh, is this
product.
your actual website?
No, yeah, no. It's an affiliate link. But yeah, what are you saying
It's
before I
just
interrupt you?
go sign up for Kartra. Like, I think it's great even for I mean, for education, I really like Kajabi, and they kind of have a funnel thing going, but it's just a landing page with more capabilities, and I think people, like, get caught up in, like, these buzzwords a little bit. So Cat Howell's course is great for that if you're looking to work with coaches, maybe coaches and, like, people who are, selling products online, and, I haven't really found a good one for e-commerce, but
Mm,
there's an abundance of Facebook courses, but not many are good. That's why I'm actually creating my own.
mm,
However, and that's not a plug because I have nothing to sell right now.
yeah.
But I recently found this one chick, shit, she's
Cynthia
Asian and she's great
Sandoval's
and I'm
Facebook course coming soon.
no, this other coming soon. Soon come. Um,
Facebook
I
ad guru. That's gonna be the name of your course.
Catch me on CoffeeZilla. Catch me on
Oh
CoffeeZilla.
my
Oh,
god.
man. Her name is, it's gonna kill me. Alright, you can answer some other questions, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay, I'm gonna plug Cynthia's URL too. Cynthia. Oh
Oh,
my
you're the
god.
best, thank you.
It's so slow on my computer. I can't I can't do this,
Hey,
man.
my computer's so slow.
Cause it's
Your
like
fucking thing, like
cause I'm like I have a lot of video editing files, so I only have 30 gigs left on my computer. And then it's also takes a lot of system resources up right now, just streaming and then having you on too. So I wish I could copy and paste it. Do you know? Oh,
yeah, my computer's super
maybe
slow.
I can actually paste it in my phone. Somebody asked, don't mean to be
I found it
rude.
out. It's called Oh,
Don't mean to be rude, but what's her name? Your personalities are so cool. Learning so much from both minds. Cynthia
oh,
Sandoval. What's your website? Do you have a
thanks.
website? Like
Yeah,
cynthiasmarketing.com,
it's
right?
cynthiasmarketing.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stole that off of Billie Jean, except I do it better.
I'm quitting. I'm quit. I got
Just kidding.
targeted for his ad. Hey guys, I'm quitting after spending 10 plus years
Yeah.
in this industry. He's not quitting, dude.
Dude, I met him. Well, I like virtually met him. He's really cool.
He's
He's a
cool.
great sales guy. I don't know how he with Facebook ads though. He's a great sales guy.
I met him
He's
in real life.
dope.
He's cool. He's cool to me, but I don't know about. I don't know. I am not in that space. I don't really know ads and stuff like that. That's actually one area that I'm terrified of. That I know I need to kind of have a better understanding of. I
No,
understand
you
concepts
shouldn't
of
be
it, but
scared.
yeah,
You shouldn't be scared. It's honestly like keep it simple. Right messaging, right time, right person, you know?
yeah,
That's all. So, get your targeting on point. With the technical stuff, it's just, accurate conversion tracking, which
yeah.
might be a nightmare. Conversion funnels and Kartra, they're nightmares. But once you get that down to good targeting, and then the messaging piece, the creative piece.
Mm,
So it's actually not super complicated, and it gets more nuanced based on the nuances of your goals.
yeah.
Like if you have a macro goal or a macro KPI that you're trying to hit, more revenue, you might have to break that down by certain opt-ins.
Hmm.
In your case, like what you should do is have you want to generate leads to an opt-in page, right? And get people fill that out. You need to have email do the back end legwork of,
Yeah,
whatever that process is to qualify them. You
yeah,
just need a tiered approach with Facebook advertising, and it's not really that scary, and I'm here to help you. And
yeah.
I found the
Oh
course
yeah,
name, by the way. It's called Roxanne Runs Ads. I'm gonna
Roxanne.
throw it in the chat.
Okay.
Runs ads. I've been checking that course out, and I actually like it a lot. I teach from it. It's cool. With then, you know, everyone has their own and their own perception of how they just I've been in a lot of different accounts. I've run ads for many different types of companies and just different landscapes,
Yeah.
different business models. And at the end of the day, the person that wins is just someone that really understands the nuances of those
Mm.
businesses, understands their goals, and leverages the technicals. You can always get a consultant to help you at least start off in the right way.
Yeah.
But check out Roxanne Runs Ads. She's cool.
Sometimes I wonder too. It's like, am I at a stage in my life where it's worth really learning Facebook ads at this point in time? I mean, I'm still young and shit, right? So I can learn it, but sometimes I wonder, like, am I better off just double downing on the areas I'm really strong at, like things like content marketing, or YouTube SEO, or like even sales, or building out processes and stuff too. But I think I definitely should
I would
probably understand ads a little bit more.
I was gonna just say that. I think for you, it would behoove you because you are like running gun like a startup. You're running a startup, and unfortunately, you can't. You're not at a. I'm not at a place where I can afford a really good agency that charges like 5K and up.
Hmm.
You know, um, it makes sense to hire a consultant to start off with. Maybe if you wanna make that initial investment to not start off on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
But it would behoove you to learn it because the industry is so shady that who people that say they do know how to run ads and run kind of like a funnels business, uh, they might just screw you over. So it would behoove you in anything in marketing related, at least, to know a little bit of it so that you can delegate properly and so that you count and see what's going on.
Yeah.
If
I
you
think
just know
that,
the fundamentals, that's
yeah.
when you can then outsource.
Well,
You
I
just
took
don't wanna get
Billy
screwed over,
Jean's
that's the thing.
Facebook ads course. Is that the fundamentals I need to learn, Cynthia? Just kidding.
He's good he's no, he has some good, like, copywriting tips, and,
Yeah.
that for something like you, copywriting is half the battle.
Yeah. I love copywriting, man. I mean, that's how I actually started off. I was doing copywriting a
Communicating.
little bit for, yeah, I'm a huge copywriting nerd. Dude, while I'm taking a dump, I'll read Eugene's breakthrough advertising and stuff and all
Savage.
that. So, yeah.
I love copywriting so much. You know what's the best book that I read on copywriting? It's not
Which
even a
one?
copywriting book.
Which one?
I read a book on it's Stephen King's On Writing.
Oh yeah, Ramit Sethi
It
talks
just
about
helped
that
me
book all the time.
become it's the best one of the best books I've ever read. It has helped me with communicating, it has helped me with tapping into like, everything that I write, I think of all the principles, and I think of everything that Stephen King goes through when he writes a book. And just like the concept of writing and
Mhm.
getting better with copywriting, even is just putting in your reps. Just like with public speaking, is just getting in your reps.
Yeah.
And just like with sales, getting in your reps. Um, but oh man, the way that he wrote about it was like on writing is like this beautiful poem about expressing yourself through writing, and so it actually made me passionate about it, and then I learned all the sales tactics and things like that, but on writing was just one of the things that really was just I don't know,
I'm
it's
gonna
just a
order it
beautiful
right
fucking
now.
book.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful book. It's like, oh, I reread it from time to time, and I just love how frank he is. I could cry.
So funny.
Someone asked me about it makes me feel
What do
so
you think
passionate.
of let's answer some questions actually.
Someone asked me
So
about Fred Lamb's Facebook
yeah, somebody
course.
asked about Fred Lamb. I don't know. How do you feel about Fred
I don't
Lamb?
know who that is, to be
He's that
honest,
Asian
but I
guy.
do.
He's being mentored by like Dan Lok and stuff. I get
Oh
targeted for
god.
ads. Yeah. I don't know Fred Lamb or anything like that. And I guess like
Oh,
yeah, I'm not a big Fred Lamb person. I don't know that much about him. So I don't know. Like
I'd be
honestly,
weary.
here's my advice if you guys are considering a guru course or anything like that. Like I think one of the biggest after selling guru courses and after taking buying a lot of guru courses, I think one of the major things to always consider is like how I do sales. Think about your current state. Think about your future state, where you want to go, what you're trying to get out of it, and see if that course like kind of fits its like need or fills that gap in for yourself as well. Um I mean, I've taken a lot of guru courses. Some are good, some suck. The only way to really find out is just purchase it. And at the end of the day, most of these
Yeah.
guru courses have guarantees and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not telling you to purchase a guru course just for the guarantee and all that. Like, you absolutely need to take it 100%. To get the most out of it, you need to be committed, to anything as well. But I mean, like, I don't know, like read the reviews if it makes sense to you, if you can see yourself learning from someone. And if you can see yourself like actually if they actually have the results that you want, I think that's important too. If their current
That's the
yeah,
biggest thing
yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Like, even if you're hiring a coach, like, everyone's a coach nowadays, like, I fucking get it. If you're everyone has a course nowadays, you need to really see who they align themselves with, see where they're at and what they actually do. I would be weary of anyone that oh, no offense to Dan Lok, like, I'd just be weary of anyone in the Dan Lok crowd. Minus you because you're not
I'm not
in
damn
his crowd.
I'm not like a
You're not in
damn
his crowd.
lock crowd, like
No, you're not.
dude,
You're like
I
a rebel.
tried his
You know
shit. I tried his shit and I almost got lost my fucking client and shit. So I mean, nothing against him or anything like that. I didn't tell you that. Well, I wrote about
Oh,
it in
shit,
my
you
course, by
didn't.
the way, FYI. But
Oh, fuck.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of great things I took from Dan Lok. Like I met a lot of great people. That's how I met Tom. That's how it gave me kind of like the fundamentals of like thinking about like my mindset and my relationship with money. But honestly, like if you're looking for it, if I knew what Dan Lok's real history was behind sales, right? Then I would probably would have looking back on it now in this present day, I probably wouldn't have taken it. But it was very transformational for me. So that's why I'm always at a dilemma for Dan Lok because his first course was really amazing. Matt attests to that too. But yeah, I don't
Mm,
know, man. And that's why I decided like honestly, I should probably make something that's probably better, for people that want to transition and make sure I deliver on that. So
yeah. I think, also, I just looked up Fred Lamb's Facebook course, like, it's fucking, like, under $100. It's, like, $47. Just try it and see. That's a course that I would just like, "Oh, why not?" I honestly think you get what you pay for too. If any courses I don't buy courses under 500. Roxanne runs ads. Hers is, like, I think 299 or 399. I don't know. That one is actually good. Also, someone that I follow and I'm a part of all his community and things like that is Jeff Sauer. I follow him mostly for Google advertising, advice. He's really great. He runs a really great agency. I very much look up to him. Um And you got to look at like the real pros, not the not
Guru
the ones that
ones,
promote.
the
Yeah, like,
practitioners.
I think there's a way to figure that out. It's like the ones that actually are passionate about the craft,
Mm.
whereas there are people that are more show offy on the lifestyle. I think you should be kind of you should question that. I don't know. It just comes off a certain way.
ClickFunnels, 2 Comma
Or
Club, stay away. Gotcha.
yeah, it's just I don't know. Like if the ones that are really good at this are really nerdy, like John Loomer. He's the Facebook dude. He's
Mm,
really freaking nerdy. These are like you want to follow like the don't really like care about like the truth and
mm.
education and you know, I don't know. Not to say that, Ty Lopez is I really like Ty Lopez actually.
Really? I've never taken his courses, although
I've never taken courses though, but I
fun
just like him.
fun fact guys, I actually I learned how to close through one of my primary teachers for closing was actually through Ty Lopez's former sales manager. He took me under his wing and really taught me everything I knew about sales, or gave a really good foundation. So it's pretty funny, man. Always Plug says, what are the top 3 digital courses that Cynthia has undertaken so far up until this point in time? I think he means the top most impactful like courses or something like that. What are the top 3 off
In
the top of
digital
your head that you?
marketing.
Yeah, digital courses in general.
Oh, digital courses in general.
Yeah.
Wow. I've taken so many courses. It's so hard to like pick out which ones are my favorite.
Hmm.
I mean, there's one course that I did take that some dude mentioned, like, "Oh, are you from like Seth's course and Nick's channel, whatever the hell?" I took that course like 4 or 5 years ago initially, and that jump started my career. But I also took like 17 other courses along with that.
Yeah.
But that course was like the entry level, like it kind of exposed me to things. Very similar to Rich's course, his funnel course.
Yeah.
I think like everyone needs like some kind of entry level course to expose them to everything.
Yes.
So I would say that one was impactful because of what it did. It I wish I had an affiliate link for that. But I think he kicked me off because I wasn't promoting it.
Really? Like
I
people
think I
kick
said
people
something
off
bad
for
about it.
really? People kick
I
people off
think
for not
uh,
generating sales? I mean, all it
it's
is
not
is just like 2
it's not
clicks on like
that
Kartra.
I think it's because I said something and you got offended, but
Oh
it
shit.
it is what it is, like, it's great. I fuck with him, but, like, some it's a beginner course, and if you're super beginner, that was, like, a great entry level, course for me. I really liked, so that course was very impactful for me. What's, like, a million for me also, like, I found out that I've taken so many courses that the best things that I've invested in is actual like, this is not even a plug for me or Kevin, like, coaching. I needed that one-on-one or even, like, boot camps in general because I
Mm,
got to actually not just have the accountability of working with other people, but, like, interacting and taking what I learned in, like, subject-wise and
mm,
applying it just by talking about it and just, like, having projects. That's why it's like, with my coaching, like, I wanna get you excited about the actual material. I want you to learn about it, the foundations, and then I also
mm.
want you to apply it immediately, and then
Yeah.
also build your brand and all that good stuff. And so the best digital courses, I would say like Melinda's branding bootcamp. It
Yeah.
was basically like an in-person thing twice a week and also like an online course at the same time. That
Mm.
was obvious. That was for me like insanely impactful, and I guess what's one more course that
Well,
was really good?
while you're thinking about that, let me just say one thing too. I have a video coming on this next week actually about pricing strategies on digital courses, digital assets, services, and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not here to plug that. My point is that earlier you said you get what you pay for, and people might listening to this might be like, "Hey, what's the difference between a $97 course versus like a $5,000 course or $10,000 or not $5,000 course, but $10,000 program or higher tier?" And I think the major thing that you mentioned was level of support, right? Obviously, from a
Yeah.
$97 course, you're not gonna get one-on-one all that. It takes people's time, and people
Yeah.
at the lower price point, you're not getting high level support, but when you pay more money, for example, coaching, right? That's when you get that more of that one-on-one type of thing as well. And that's what
That's where I
you're paying for.
see more impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I actually generate results, which is why I'm so passionate about what I do. But I think it's also like, damn, not everyone can afford that. And I
Yeah.
understand that. Which is why I'm coming out with a course.
Fake guru, exposing Cynthia.
Catch me on
I'm,
Coffeezilla.
I'm gonna SEO rank that shit too.
Oh shit.
It's funny.
I'm gonna be like the worst guru. I would be like the worst fucking guru. I'd be like,
don't buy my shit.
I'm like too honest. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, I fucking suck. Like, just don't buy that.
But you know what's so funny when you say
I'm
that
so
shit?
critical of my work.
When you say that shit, it makes people buy more. It's crazy. It's like that reverse selling is real. But
I hate everyone.
yeah,
I hate everyone if that's the case. If I tell you not to buy something and you actually buy it, that's so annoying. Ooh, Conversion XL for me is that's a big one too. Conversion XL is like it's a monthly thing. I think it's like $2.99 or $2.49 a month. And I have a client actually paying that for me.
Sweet.
Because I know how to sell. No.
You scammed them. You got them to pay for another scam. You're so
No,
crafty.
essentially instead of increasing my rate, I asked them if, instead of that, why don't you just pay
Yeah.
for this and
Yeah.
it'll be better. And I actually build more trust with the client because they tell that I'm not here really for the money. I'm just trying to get better and trying to make you win so that I win. Conversion XL for me was really a great way to level up all my skills as a marketer, specifically marketing. Then the brand strategy bootcamp, which was more in person. It was like a group coaching essentially, was like me learning branding, me falling in love with marketing as a whole, and me learning leadership skills through strategy work and learning the fact that you can sell strategy on like it basically is as a consultant. It made me more confident. And then Seth's course, which, started everything, even though it's very basic and I would shoot me an email or some shit and I'll see where you're at and I'll recommend a course here and there. And I won't upsell you, but hey, my website's there if you want to check it out.
I dropped it in the comments earlier. I don't know where it is now, but yeah, cynthiasmarketing.com. But interesting.
Yeah, click into paid coaching. That's where you get to find all that out. You see the sales page that Kevin copied word for word?
I didn't copy it. I copied it and then control F'd it.
I know you did it.
And then I controlled F'd it and then replaced marketing with high ticket sales. So I even have the same background story as you, man. Apparently I did Damon John
You're
too.
A girl also. Yeah. You're a Latino female.
Yeah.
And
exactly. Rags to Riches story as well. Brad was talking about seeing a course promoting make $1 million in 5 days. Yeah, there's a lot of ads these days for all these courses. First course I got into, Isaiah says the first course I got into was Jeff Lerner's course from Enter Institute. Intro. It helped me gain the entrepreneurial mindset and helped me get to that point. So someone vouching for someone that you said earlier. Other comments. Eduardo is asking what courses are we talking about. We're just talking about courses in general. Somebody asked a question to Cynthia like, hey, what were the 3 most impactful courses for you?
Kevin, wait, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Quick question.
Yeah.
How many courses have you bought in this year alone? I just want people to see that I literally like people that are in our position, because I already know a ballpark answer. People in our position literally buy courses like the way you fucking eat cereal.
I think I've bought, well, this year I kind of slowed down my buying. I made it intentional in terms of that because I wanted to focus more execution based. But even so, I probably bought like maybe 7 at this point or 8 this year. Even the other years I bought a shit ton of courses, but I'm trying to get in that mode where I'm not consuming as much too. But honestly, some courses like it's really
Same,
helped me level
same,
up my
same.
game too, like in terms of agency or in terms of, I mean, I buy I buy a lot of marketing type of courses. I buy productivity mindset ones. I buy a lot of different random courses actually, just because I'm just kind of curious about, hey, what's inside this course and how can I apply it to my own course to make it better in the end, you know?
Yeah, that's probably why I buy courses now to see how they laid things out and so that I
Hmm.
can develop or deliver the best customer experience ever possible, you know?
Hmm. Brad says these are really passionate coaches, but there's also lazy coaches that just want to do the bare minimum and get passive income from an online course. Gotta do your research and make educated guesses. Yo, I want to be a lazy ass coach too, man, and just get the money rolling in too. But no, it is true. I
Well,
mean,
a lazy coach isn't, like, selling a course usually. I don't know, they're actually working with you one-on-one. Like, performance coaches are working with you or with a group in some kind of way.
yeah, and don't get it twisted because coach and course creator aren't the same thing. FYI, guys.
Yeah, they're
Because
not.
like, remember what I was saying, like on the lower end when you're dealing with courses, right? You're not getting a coach. You're not paying for that. But on the higher end, you're paying for it when you're exchanging time for actual services, or you're paying for somebody's expertise or something like that. That's when you're getting into coaching slash consulting, a higher touch type of service as well.
Facts.
Facts.
Big facts. Yeah. That's, like, what I love what I do. I mean, like, I feel like I'm gonna create a course because there is a way for people who can't afford what I do to get, like, a lower tiered level of it. It's
Yeah.
just not gonna be as impactful. What I love with, like, working with people one-on-one or, like, even in a group setting is just, like, 1, it energizes me,
Mhm.
selfishly, and 2, it's just I can really like, I can actually assess where your blocks are.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of people think it's everyone that I work with, it's I feel like 70% is a communication issue
Yeah.
of they or and plus confidence,
Yeah. But
which
by
they
having
develop when I start putting them in the fire with client work.
Yeah, but they also have that support that you're providing them too, which provides that confident like that confidence too, knowing that they're not doing this alone as well. Um
Yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah.
yeah, and I think like someone like yourself, like who's really invested into kind of like the their students, that transformation, that's key behind any successful transformation as well, you know. I don't know about you, but this is how I mean, I'm very transparent about how I'm gonna sell my courses and stuff. um I'm gonna be having a high ticket, right? That's gonna be require the people aspect, the coaching, consulting, whatever. There's gonna be a people aspect. Those are all my high ticket, right? I'm gonna have
Mhm.
my mid ticket, so anywhere from 297 all the way to 997 for like my processes, so like my procedures, like how I do XYZ. But there's going to be like no coaching or anything like that. I just can't afford that time to do that. And then there's going to
Mhm.
be the tools, which are all my low ticket items, up to $97, maybe even $200 for a like special bonus packet. I don't fucking know. It really depends the outcome that I'm trying to give as well. But that's how I'm gonna
Yeah,
ethically do it, and as well. So if people want my time, they gotta pay for it. Otherwise,
yeah.
you can go down the route I did. I still want to help, but can't help everyone at the same time. Like with a coach, like giving all my time.
You wanna know what's funny? I actually okay, so during the initial lockdown and, like, the Black Lives Matters movement, I wanted to do something where I was actually helping other marketers that look like me, people of color in general,
Hmm.
just give them free mentoring and coaching, right?
Yeah,
Half those people showed up.
really.
Yeah, and it
Wait,
was free, right?
yeah,
Like, not it was, like, about 10 people, and, like, half of them showed up, some of them, like, they didn't do the work,
yeah,
and I find that the people that I charge my price now, which is 3,200, they're committed. They do the work, they show up, and these are the people that I wanna work with.
yeah.
Um, and they all happen like, the majority people of color too, but this is just the kind of people I attract, and that's nothing against I love white people too, it's nothing against that.
What, you hate white
But
people, Cynthia? Is that what you're
no,
saying?
no cancel me.
Can't
It's
right,
just
right, hashtag cancel Cynthia. No, just kidding.
no, I just started YouTube. But it's just funny how I think Brad Smith in the funny background with that one, but Brad Smith in the chat just said something how like people it is true like money commits it means something when you put down a certain amount. You
Yeah,
really are going to show up. Like I really did my homework with Terry, because that was a big commitment for me at the time.
yeah.
And same with all of my coaches. Like I do my homework and I show up as much as I can. So I just want to do something similar and I also charge for consultation. I don't like to do anything for free anymore. Or free doesn't necessarily mean money. There has to be some kind of value exchange.
Value
People ask me
exchange.
questions all the time, and if you come at me wrong, like I'm ignoring your ass because you think that I owe you something. Like I've never ever came to someone like that. I've always been very mindful. Like I've just it's so funny how you could see how people were raised. I've always been super respectful of people's time and everything.
Yeah.
Just some people are not like that. And I do plan to have like some free stuff just to because my way is like I want to indoctrinate people. I want
Mm,
to like teach them initially. And then eventually if they want to take it to the next level, the people that I really want to work with want to take it to the next level. They're like you and I.
yeah.
Um, then here's, work with me on this level
Well,
and
that's where content,
blah.
like a content marketing strategy, is so powerful. Like you can still teach shit, and it benefits everyone. And I'm willing to do that. Like I love doing content marketing, like YouTube and all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna expand to LinkedIn pretty soon as well. We're gonna
Yeah,
probably
you
do
have
like
to. It's a must.
yeah, yeah,
It's a must.
yeah. So we're gonna do that. But I think it's so interesting because when you're talking about your story about offering that free coaching or whatever during the whole BLM protest as well, right? Like for myself, like I piloted a lot of my programs like for free too, just to see if it works and stuff, test out the process. But I hard I hard qualify people straight from the beginning because I mean I do it for a living, right? So I can tell the bullshitters and stuff, and I throw their ass like respectfully. I throw their ass out like if I catch any glimpse of that because I don't have time to waste. Like I'm giving something super valuable, and if you don't value it, that's not a problem. But I'm not. You're not getting my assets, unfortunately. Then you're not tapping this asset.
Same.
Was that bad?
The sales guy is different. He doesn't do blowjobs. He's different, not like
Yeah.
everyone else, not like every other salesperson.
Can't
What
you
what
can't
was the phrase? Like
you can't
blow
give me
ass? Like what is
no. You can't give me good oral giving good oral.
oral? Oh,
Yeah.
why did I
Yeah.
say blow ass?
I don't
Sorry.
know, but that's a new generation shit. Like everybody eats ass these days. That's a new cool thing to do with all the
That's
kids.
a whole different live stream topic. And you know, that's
Yeah.
a very interesting topic.
Hey, you brought up the ass thing as well. It's pretty funny.
I said blow ass, not eat ass. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they could. All right. What's this?
Switching switching topics. Somebody asked, "Have you ever worked from home for
Quick, change topic.
have you guys ever worked from home for a digital marketing agency? What is it like?" Says always plug 2020.
Have you? I have.
I did sales for a digital marketing agency as well. That was fun. I love it. I mean, everything I do is like from home though. Like everything in these last 2 or 3 years has all been home for me. So
Yeah, same. Well, I think for me it's like a year and a half,
mhm.
but working home. So I've recently, like earlier in the year, white labeled for a digital marketing agency, and they ended up kind of like hiring me. To which I actually had to be like, I don't want to be like an employee, so I'm going to stop working with you now
Yeah,
and slowly transition because this is weird. I didn't sign up for all this.
yeah.
And
Go
it's
creep.
basically yeah, so much scope creep. I've learned that the hard fucking way.
Yeah,
Um, I it's just a lot of like Slack and Zoom calls. I think to me, a lot of unnecessary meetings in my opinion. I think it also depends on so every digital marketing agency is different.
yeah.
you know. The agency that I used to work at, I used to work with Isaac Rudansky. Oh, Isaac Rudansky also has like Isaac Rudansky is awesome. He's you know, he still refers clients my way. He's still very much a mentor to me. Also the director of Adventure Media, whose name is Patrick Gilbert. He basically taught me everything. He's such a cool fucking dude.
Mhm.
And he actually has a book he's releasing right now called Join or Die, talking about marketing automation, which is something I also am going to talk about a little bit too
Yeah.
in my YouTube contents. Because everyone's afraid of that when you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, working with his agency, it can be extremely intense, and I definitely did get burnout, but it's one of those things where I felt like I was with family. I
Yeah.
was really working with people that genuinely cared about my best interests
Mhm.
most of the time, more or less. And they actually nurtured me and wanted to see me grow.
Yeah.
And so I was almost, I mean, I had different goals at the end of the day and I want to do my own thing, which Isaac very much supported and still does till now.
Mhm.
Um, I I kind of broke off, but like working with them and also working from home because there was some times that we'd have to, you know, the office was like remodeled or whatever, and we just worked from home.
Yeah.
It's great. In fact, I actually missed like working with people in person because we would just it was just like a family. We'd tell like crazy jokes all the time
Yeah.
and play ping pong in between. Like it was mad cool. I think so what I'm trying to say is like it really depends on the agency that you're working with can vary. Depends
Mhm.
who's the agency owner, depends on their agency values and their company values as a whole. You can work
Yeah.
for really shisty agencies because nowadays, like anyone can have an agency.
Agency, it's not that hard. Yeah. The barrier of entry for
Not at
agencies, like anybody can do it. Let's answer 2 more questions and we'll call it a day. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
Ugh.
Yeah, because I know you got slides to do. I got slides to do too, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
procrastinating.
my
Join
presentations
us in procrastinating
my
and sabotaging our career.
my presentations in like fucking 5 days, man. So I
Mine
haven't
is
done
tomorrow.
I haven't done jack. Well, I've done some shit, but I need to make sure I get on top of that. That's gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna dedicate most of
Same.
tomorrow. But somebody asked a really interesting question. I think it was Brad, or was it? Oh yeah, it was Always Plug 2020. Have you ever bought a high priced course that was under delivered, or do they always over deliver from your experience? You can go for this one. I'll let you go first.
Uh, I think people also come into buying courses with very unrealistic expectations.
Nice preface.
They oftentimes do that. Um, oftentimes. But I don't know, like, usually high ticket courses have done their job really nicely. Like, I like the courses that also allow you to, like, get your money back, like a money back guarantee, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I actually have never been cheated in that way. Like, courses over, like, 1,000, I don't think I've been cheated.
Mhm.
I think that that might be a different tune coming from someone that bought, like, Dan Lok courses and shit.
ClickFunnels, man. If you see ClickFunnels, like powered by ClickFunnels, fucking run. No,
Yeah, I
oh,
don't like any ClickFunnels stuff.
I mean, like most of the times, people feel like, yeah, you're right. I have to say, like after selling courses and selling programs, I think there's a really big disconnect of what people really need and want or their expectations, because I've run into very delusional people where they're just like, I want like, dude, it would be like, I want to become a, I literally heard this one time. I was like, dude, you're not, you're fucking delusional. They want to like make $1 million by per month by like in 3 months or something like that. I was like, no
That's insane.
fucking way. You're so crazy. And no marketing background, no nothing, no background whatsoever. And it's like, dude, the people that they attract, the rags to riches type of people, that's like the worst, man. But in terms of
Yeah.
courses I bought, there were a few programs that and also there's, I think there's a level of maturity. Like this is the one thing I have against like uh not like CoffeeZilla, but like some of these like channels that kind of like shit on courses and stuff. At the end of the day, you're investing into yourself, you're buying education, And it takes a certain level of responsibility to be able to come into a course, and you need to have a certain level of commitment to do it. And based off my experience, I've seen a lot of people just think that it's a quick fix, get rich quick, all this sort of stuff. If you're coming up with that mindset, you deserve to get conned, honestly. Like, you deserve it, you know, until you learn your lesson. But in terms of under delivery of programs, yeah, I've dealt with them too, especially Dan Locke's higher ticket Ascension offers and Inner Circles offers and all that sort of stuff. It didn't deliver whatsoever, but it's okay. I mean, you just learn, you just move on at the end of the day. Whoa. Did it just cut off? Well, guys, I think we just hold on. Upgrade. Well, am I still live, guys? Holy crap. Well, I guess that's the end of the stream. I went on a tangent and stuff, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have kicked it, if you guys have been here this long, I'm actually really tired. I got to plan out the rest of my day. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for tuning in to stream. Make sure to like this video, and we'll talk to you later. Take care, guys. Peace.